Good morning. My last dreams video, I said I would read from something I wrote 5 years ago, which was from a dream that I had. And I will be relating that, but the problem is with that is that when I wrote it down, I wrote down all of the details that one would definitely not want broadcast out to the internet. So, there's a lot of personally identifying stuff and whatnot. So, I'm going to be glossing over a lot of stuff in it. But, yeah. But, the story, in most dreams, you don't remember how a dream actually starts, you know. But, some point along, my oldest brother and I, in this dream, were walking around Garden City, which, Garden City is this place, kind of adjacent, but almost enclosed by Boise, where I live. This is not something that one regularly does, but anyway, we're walking around in Garden City, of all places, and we come across a van parked in someone's driveway, which, not uncommon on the side at all, but the thing with that one is that in my dream, my mind had made up a local access TV show that my brother and I that supposedly used to watch. This program does not actually exist. This is another one of those long details that the mind makes up sometimes when you're in a dream. There's this local access TV show where a dude in that van was just simply driving around the city. Not even any commentary, just driving around the city. And we thought this stuff was awesome. And as we, walk closer to this van in the driveway, it was a very, very distinctly painted van. Yeah, I'm not describing any more of that. But the van. But as we get closer, the owner of the van comes out, and turns out it's the host of that show that we drove around in. The program drove around in. So you know what? The guy actually offers us a ride around town in the van. So we thought this was freaking awesome. We in the dream, rather. So we go and do this. We're riding around with this guy in this van, and we think it's freaking awesome. So we're going around, and we go to an unknown area. I guess is a good way to put it. And for some reason, I get out. I don't. Yeah. A lot. There's a lot of things in dreams that are just simply unexplainable. And when I get out, I notice it's getting to be quite late. It's getting dark out, and I'm apparently now next to kind of a phallic-shaped building. And I remember when I was writing this down, I was actually describing the building itself. I'm actually not going to be going through the description of that because people are going to find out what that building is. They're going to make all kinds of assumptions about my personal life and whatnot. And anyway, but I approached the building because why the hell not? And a man in a dark robe, and I can't see his face. He's wearing white gloves. He comes to me, and insists that I remember a certain set of numbers. And he persists with me until I remember the numbers, which is a really odd thing to have happen in a dream. You know, there's very few things in a dream that actually forces you to remember something, but so I remember the numbers, and I walk around the building a little bit more, which was fine, was okay. And nothing really shocking happens in that dream, but I wake up. I'm still remembering the numbers. I write them, I type them down on something on my computer at the time. And I don't think much of it until I get home from work that day. Well, was it work? I don't remember what happened that day, but anyway. But I get home from my dealings of the day, and I didn't notice it before, but as they were written down, the numbers looked like coordinates, and I plugged them into Google Maps, but they first, I think, landed out in the middle of the ocean. But I put a negative sign in front of one of the numbers, and it definitely pointed towards a very certain building in a very certain place in a certain city. But I'm not saying exactly what that building was, because people are going to make assumptions about me and my life if I do. But I went to Google Street View and took a look at what the numbers were pointing at, and I saw that building. And I had never actually seen that building in anything before, at least to my recollection. So that one's another weird dream, I guess, and as such, I guess might make a watchable or not watchable video, but I make these videos primarily for me. Anyway, as new content rolls in, at least of that nature, I'll put it up. So, like I was saying in the notes before, this kind of series is, going to be sporadic. If I think of anything else to relate along the line, and of course that gets thrown in too. Also, since my first dreams video, I've gotten little secret messages from people. And as I say this, they probably know who they are, but I'm advising them to shut up. But I've gotten messages from people who I thought would say that I'm being very rational about at least my last one. And yeah, and in said messages, I was told things that I didn't think anybody would actually tell me. I'll put it that way, because while such messages were unsolicited, unwanted would not be a correct word for it, it's just really unusual to see some of that kind of message. Unusual is a very mean way of putting it, I guess. Anyway, if I'm done rambling, which I probably am, y'all have a good day.